everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is my channel, Secret Life of a Seamstress, where I talk all about sewing and handmade clothing and knitting and crochet and all things like that. Thank you so much for joining me today and I hope you're all doing really well. So today's video is going to be all about goals for the year, plans that I have and yeah, things like that. So last week's video was all about looking back on 2023 and how I felt about my sewing and things that worked, things that didn't, and all things like that. So on the back of that, I have now set myself some goals and intentions for the year ahead for sewing and crafting, but I thought just to mix the video up a little bit, I'd also include some work goals and also some personal goals as well. So I hope you'll enjoy the video. Do you set goals? Let me know. I'd love to know in the comments below. I do tend to set a few sort of vague goals at the beginning of the year. Never really resolutions, never anything like, oh, this year I'm going to run a marathon or I'm going to like do all these big massive things, climb a mountain, anything like that. Just sort of little things and little changes that I'd like to bring into my life to help make me better and me feel better as well, and those around me, I guess. So yeah, before I get started, I'll just quickly share with you what I'm wearing today. So today I am wearing the top half of the knitted set that I made towards the end of last year. So I made this set based on a high street look that I've been really inspired by. The top half of it was the Megan Nielsen Jara sweatshirt, which is what I'm wearing today with a pair of jeans. And it's made from a cable knit fabric from Minerva. So as a set, I will wear it with the Sew Over Ilana skirt, which I made from the same fabric. And I lengthened that skirt down to be midi length and it looks really nice with a pair of chunky winter boots. I've not worn this set as a whole yet actually, but I really like the fact that you can actually mix and match in the way that I have today. So this is a much more sort of regular day-to-day outfit for me. It's the kind of thing that I'd wear every day, and this is a really nice cozy Jara sweatshirt actually in this cable knit fabric. So yeah, I think it works really well just as a sweater on its own. So let's get into my goals for sewing in 2024. So this year I would really like to sew less. And I know that might sound a little bit strange for someone who has a sewing YouTube channel and has a sewing blog and Instagram and all of that stuff. But yeah, you've heard me talk about this before. I really want to sew less, but be much more intentional with what I'm making. So I feel like I'm kind of past the stage now where I need to be practicing my sewing so much. So I don't need to necessarily be making all of the things so that I can practice the techniques that I need to learn for dressmaking with different fabrics and different sort of types of clothing and things like that. I feel like I have quite a good sort of well-rounded sewing knowledge now. Of course, there is so much more that I still need to learn and that I still need to improve on. But on the whole, I do feel as though I know the kind of things I like to sew. I know what I like to wear pretty much, although still more to learn there as well. And I also know the kind of fabrics that I like. So now what I need to do is just be really more intentional with that making and yeah, just continue to sort of make good quality items that I know are going to fit in my wardrobe. In last week's video I did talk about the curated closet book that I'd had for Christmas. I really want to work through that this year and kind of see even more so what's working for me and what I need to bring in. I am definitely affected by having a lot of stuff and having a lot of clutter in my wardrobe and having loads of clothes in there that I know I'm not wearing enough, particularly handmade clothes. I think nothing makes you feel guiltier than going to your wardrobe or your closet and just seeing loads of things that you've put so much time and effort into that you just don't want to wear. And I don't want my wardrobe to be like that anymore. I want to just be able to go to it and know that everything in there is going to be well loved and well worn. Before I get into sharing any more goals or intentions for 2024, I just want to take a moment to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is Serious Readers. So if you've been watching my channel recently, you'll know that I've been working with Serious Readers for quite some time to talk about and review and let you know how I've been getting on with my own Serious Light. So if you're not familiar with Serious Readers, they are an independent lighting company that build bespoke lighting options, which not only work really well for lighting purposes, but they also look really nice in your home. The light that I chose to have in my home is a high definition floor light, and it has a lightweight base, meaning that I can move it from place to place in my home, use it in different rooms. It's really light and easy to move around, so I tend to use it mainly in my living room where I read or knit in the evenings, but I can also move it into my dining room where I sew if it is dark. Over the autumn and winter time here, it gets so dark so early, from around 4 p.m. So I do tend to use my Serious light quite a lot, especially if I'm knitting or reading in the evenings, and also when I get up in the morning. Serious lights use daylight wavelength technology, which replicates the daylight spectrum as close as is technically possible. Each light is also fitted with an adjustable beam width function and a dimmer function, which allows you to get just the right light for whatever close-up work you might be doing. I love the fact that you can bend the neck of the light to any angle and also twist the lamp to exactly where you want the beam to focus. I just wanted to let you know that Serious Readers are still offering a £100 discount using my code SR509, and it also comes with free delivery as well. You can also try out the lights for 30 days, and if you are unhappy for any reason, you can return your light for a full refund. I'll leave all the details and that discount code below, and I hope you'll enjoy having a browse of the Serious Readers website. So let's get back to goal setting. So going along with that, I just also want to make sure that my sewing is, not all the time, but this year I do really want to sort of work on pushing myself out of my comfort zone a little bit more. So again, in last week's video, I did speak a little bit about how I felt about winter making and the fact that I feel as though I need to concentrate on more staple pieces like coats and jackets and jeans and things like that. So this year I really want to get a pair of jeans made, and I want to be familiar with that making process so that I can start to introduce, hopefully, well-fitting jeans into my wardrobe. Jeans have always been something that I've just struggled so much to buy, and I hate the thought of having to go and buy a new pair of jeans because I know that it's going to be really hard to get a pair that fits and fits really well. So if I can get familiar with that process, then hopefully that will help there. I also want to make my blazer. I've spoken about that already. A blazer is something that I've never made before, and since blazers are being worn so much more casually these days, I think it will be something that will fit into my wardrobe really well. So there's that. I may or may not venture back into swimwear making. We will see. I did sort of dip in and out of that over the last couple of years, decided that it wasn't for me, and now I'm thinking, I really do hate buying swimwear, so if we do go away on holiday again this year, hopefully we will at some point, I might have another go at making some swimwear. Not underwear yet, I'm not quite there yet. But yeah, possibly swimwear again. But that's where I'm at with my sewing intentions for this year. Another goal or intention I have in my sewing this year is to try and be braver about altering things. So this is something that I have never enjoyed doing, never, ever, ever. But this year, or last year actually, I altered a pair of trousers for my chiropractor, of all people, who found out that I sewed and asked me if I would alter a pair of trousers, and it's normally something that I would say absolutely no to, but in a fit of kindness and bravery, I said yes, I would give it a go, and I actually made this pair of trousers bigger at the waist, which wasn't something that's very easy to do, but I looked up how to do it and I did it, and it worked so well, and it sort of made a pair of trousers that wouldn't be able to be worn otherwise fit perfectly, and you could barely even notice that I'd done anything to these trousers, and it really gave me the confidence to try and do that more. And I think so often in the ready-to-wear world, I will often like garments, particularly jeans actually, and trousers, which I really struggle with because I'm quite short in height, but I'm petite. I'm 5'3", but I don't really fit into petite trousers. I think my body type or measurements or whatever must be that I've got longer legs and a shorter body, because my leg length in petite clothing, they're too short for me. So I'm too tall for petite length trousers, but I'm too short for regular length trousers, even though I am only 5'3", and that would normally be a petite size, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's always been a bit of a struggle for me. So I'd really like to be braver, maybe buy some clothing or some jeans, like high-end quality jeans from places like Vinted or, you know, secondhand, and maybe have a go at altering them to fit me and my wardrobe. And if I do have a go at that, then I'll obviously share the process with you as well. I didn't film the alterations when I was making them for my friend's trousers, unfortunately. I was just so scared about what I was doing, I didn't even think to film it. And then afterwards, when it all went so well, I thought, oh, I wish I'd filmed that. And then I could share the process, but yeah, maybe next time. So something else in sewing, and this might also sound a bit weird, but I want to be better at keeping a small but mindful fabric stash. So I've really whittled my fabric collection down to almost nothing. And actually everything that's left in my fabric baskets behind me, I think I've got a couple of fabrics that I know what they're intended for, if you know what I mean. But the rest of them, I just don't really like anymore, and I know I'm not going to use, and I need to give them away really, or donate them to someone that is going to use them. So one of my jobs for this week actually is to go through and just declutter these baskets behind me. I never keep that many fabrics anyway, and I normally always buy with the intention of what I'm going to make with that fabric, if you know what I mean. But what I would like to build up is a fabric stash, not necessarily that I do have plans for, but that's there for when I do sort of just have this inspiration strike me and I just want to sew something. Because at the moment, I kind of felt that over Christmas time, actually. I felt, oh, I'd really like to sort of just knock up something quickly, but I didn't have any fabric that I could do that for. So I think I'm going to just keep in mind fabrics that I maybe love and that I know I will wear, good quality fabrics, and just keep a small collection of those kind of fabrics so that they're ready to use when I do have that sort of urge to sew. So the way that I'm intending to do that is actually to just keep a shopping basket or a list on my Minerva profile, so that when Minerva have their next craft club sale, I can buy those at a discount. So I might just keep a list. I do this anyway, actually, but I'm going to be a bit more intentional about this for this year. Maybe save some really nice cozy sweatshirting fabrics or knit fabrics or jerseys for t-shirts and things like that, or some lovely dress fabric, or even fabric for like another Ilford jacket or something like that. Save them in one of my Minerva profile lists, and then when they have their sales, I can buy them at a discounted price and just have them in my stash ready to be used. I was very good last year at really working down my stash, but yeah, it is a bit limiting sometimes. So that's something else that I would really like to do. In terms of knitting, I don't really have any huge knitting goals for this year. Last year, my goal was very much to learn how to knit top down, knit a sweater top down. And I did that in my novice sweater by Petite Knit. So I'm really proud that I've managed to do that. So this year of knitting, I think I'm very much just going to see where the fancy takes me or the mood takes me, see what patterns I want to knit, and just knit whatever I want to knit at the time. And the same with crochet as well, no huge goals there. I'm just going to enjoy knitting and crochet as my kind of relaxing sofa craft, see it for what it is and just do whatever I feel like, really. So no huge goals there. So let's move on to a few sort of work goals that I have for 2024. So in terms of this YouTube channel, obviously I would love this YouTube channel to grow even more this year. I'm really grateful for how it has grown over the last couple of years, and if you have subscribed and you have supported me, thank you so much. I just so appreciate it. I can't even put into words how nice it is to know that people are watching my videos, so thank you for that. But obviously I would like to grow the channel, reach more subscribers, to help more people, to see how wonderful sewing is and all of that kind of stuff. In terms of the kind of videos that I want to make, obviously there are going to be the same videos I have been doing, really. I love doing the Sew the Trends videos, and I love doing the Sew the High Street look videos. And I had a quick look over my channel to see what last year performed the best and what got the most views, and it was definitely those two topics that got the most views, so the Sew the Trends and Sew the High Street looks. So there will be more of that this year. I will still be sharing the fabric hauls and the fabrics that I do pick up, but probably as part of other videos rather than having a whole dedicated video to fabric hauls or whatever. So In terms of going forward this year, I would really like to make more videos that help people. So I feel as though in my sewing, I've learned a lot over the last few years. And rather than sort of churning out more and more makes videos, I would really like to make more videos that help beginners, that help people to sort of grow in their sewing journey, share things that I've learned along the way in my own sewing journey, things like that. I'd also quite like to start introducing more series type videos. So I'd love to put together a series focused on beginners. So if you're a beginner sewist and you have any questions or anything or any topics or anything that you'd like me to cover, then please do let me know in the comments below. I'd also like to put together some beginner tutorials as well. I'd definitely like to continue with my sort of vlogmas or vloggy style day in the life type videos or sewing day in my life videos where I'm actually just sewing something and showing you the process, because they're just really enjoyable to me and I really love editing those videos. Actually, I like making it all peaceful and adding music and parts of the day and things like that, and maybe sort of vlog the process of me trying my first pair of jeans and the blazer and things like that. I think, yeah, overall I just want to make my videos a little bit more intentional here. So for me, work-wise, I want to sort of plan and film a little bit more in advance so that I can get things done, like my series and things. This beginner series I've been sort of had in my head for so many months and I've really wanted to do it, but I think because of the way that I've been working, I just haven't had time to do it. But hopefully this year, if I plan better and be a bit more prepared, I'll get it done. So yeah, more intentional filming. But of course there'll be the normal kind of videos as well, because I'm sure there will definitely still be a lot of making, even though I want to slow it down this year, especially when we get to summertime, because I know I get a bit out of control in the summer months. And then another intention for the year is to resurrect my blog, because it's been so long since I've actually written a blog for my own blog. I have been writing for other people's blogs and for articles and things like that, but I'd also like to write for my own blog. So that's really how it all started, I guess. I had a blog, used to write up my makes with photographs and things like that, and also write a few more sort of chatty style vlogs similar to this video, I guess, like with intentions for the year and reviews of the years and things like that. So it'd be really good to get that back again. And for me as well, it's a really good way of recording my makes. I do like blogging in general and I like writing, so really want to get back into that this year. And then along with that, in terms of writing, I'd really like to start up a newsletter. So that again is something that's been in the pipeline for absolutely ages and I've just not got around to it. So yeah, I'd love to get that going at some point this year. The other form of work, I guess, is Instagram. And with Instagram, I'm not setting myself any hard and fast goals for the year. I feel as though I have a real love-hate relationship with Instagram. I've fallen out of love with it a little bit over the past couple of years, which is such a shame for me, because I absolutely used to love Instagram. It used to be my go-to for sharing. I used to be on it all the time because I was so inspired by it when it was just photographs and more bloggy style comments. And I used to spend so much more time on the app when it was like that. And I used to enjoy the whole thing of sort of having a curated feed where you try and make everything look really nice, and that was just another sort of form of creativity for me. And I think we all know now, if you are on Instagram, that it's not the same anymore. And I'm having a hard time keeping up with that, because Reels, as what they are and what Instagram seems to push, it's not really me. So the like trending audios and things like that, and the kind of snappy videos and transitions and things, they take so much time. And for me, I feel as though it's not as rewarding as posting a blog or a YouTube video. And I just feel as though over there actually that I'm kind of losing my way a bit. So yeah, I would like to bring it back this year, and I would like to find a regular rhythm with Instagram, and I'd like to post more regularly. But I think I just need to not put pressure on myself about it. I need to not worry about follower numbers or reach or views on reels or anything like that. I just need to find the creativity of it all again and just enjoy posting and enjoy engaging with the people that I follow and that do follow and comment on my posts regularly and things like that. Even though it is hard to find those people at the moment, because all I see on my feed is ad after ad. and reel after reel, and you know, it's just hard over there at the moment, isn't it? So that's where I am with Instagram. I'm just going to see where that one goes, I think. So let's throw in a few personal goals then, just for the fun of it. So my first aim for this year is to keep up a regular gym routine. So at the end of last year, I joined a gym. And towards the end of last year, about September time, I really felt as though I wanted to focus on my health and fitness. I was getting such a bad back from, I don't know what, I guess it could be sewing, or it might just be because I'm getting older. I don't know what it was, but I was really suffering with back pain and shoulder pain as well. So I decided to go and see a chiropractor and have some sessions with him, and it really, really helped. And then following on from that, it was advised that I do some strength training with weights to strengthen up my back and shoulders, which have been weakened by pregnancy and holding children on one side and making you all lopsided, and obviously sewing and things like that. So I really wanted to sort of do that. I went to see a personal trainer. I had a couple of sessions with her, which has now given me a gym routine that I can follow, going twice a week. So I'd like to do that and keep that up. And I'd also like to do one class in the form of like yoga and Pilates still. So yeah, regular gym routine and regular sort of concentrating on my health and fitness for this year, I think. Another goal is to read more. So I focused on this a little bit in my catch-up video where I shared all the books I'd had for Christmas. I love reading so much, but it is one of my hobbies that tends to get the most neglected, I suppose. And I think that with reading, if you don't do it regularly, you do really fall out of the habit with it, and then it's really hard to get back into it. So for this year, I really want to make sure that I'm setting some time aside to read, whether that be to go to bed a little bit earlier so that I can read before I go to sleep, which I also feel helps with sleep as well. Or just read a little bit in the mornings or something, or stop scrolling my phone and instead read, which I was doing over Christmas, and that was a really good thing to do. If you're a reader, let me know when you read or how you incorporate reading into your day. The next one is to get outside more, which is something that I do quite a lot already because we do have a dog and I do walk him most days. But what I noticed over Christmas was how much I was enjoying going for longer walks with him. I just enjoy being outside so much. I find it so good for my mental health. If ever I'm feeling in any way anxious or overwhelmed or anything like that, I think the first thing that I try and do is get outside, because I've always felt like, I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but if you feel anxious or overwhelmed, you almost feel like you're claustrophobic, like everything's closing in on you. And then the minute you go outside, it's just like you're out in the open and you feel small, I guess. You feel small again. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. Hopefully you know what I mean. And then lastly, but definitely not the least important, is to read my Bible and study my Bible more. So I fall in and out of having a really good morning routine, but I did keep it up quite well most of the time last year, and I really need to get back into that for January and sort of the year ahead. So what I try to do is get up earlier than the rest of the family, and I just go and sit downstairs and pray and read my Bible, and then I would try and do like 10 minutes of yoga or something as well. And when I do that, I really feel as though it sets me up for the day. I feel so much better then to get on with the day. And obviously, if you're a Christian, you'll know when you give things over to God, I feel as though my day just goes so much smoother. I feel like He has His hand on everything that I'm doing. And yeah, if you know, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's something that I really want to get back into for this year. So those are my goals and intentions for 2024. I hope you enjoyed hearing those. I know there were some other things in there, not only sewing. Let me know in the comments if you are a goal setter, and if you want to share some of your goals and intentions, I'd love to know. I love reading through the comments, and I'd love to hear what your goals are as well. These kind of videos are actually so interesting to me. I love watching goals and intention videos on YouTube, not just in the new year, but also throughout the year as well. And people do mid-year resets and things like that. It's just so interesting to me. I'm quite nosy, I guess. But I hope you've enjoyed my version of that video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. I do upload every Sunday morning at 8 AM. Please, if you have enjoyed the video as well, do give it a like. Otherwise, take care everyone, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.